What's this?对呀，我已经开始了。You know, I have some people in Taiwan that watch my board in Taiwan. Sometimes I speak Chinese to them and they get surprised. It's like, you can white going just. I made a mistake here. Here, I'm supposed to show this one. Yeah, so I would add in a line here and make this place a little bit bulky. Yeah, looks something like this. So this one looks like this, and then it could come in like this. So you have this, and when we're doing the strokes, sometimes it's a bit difficult to know which direction you would want to go, even though you'd always have this guide down. For me, it's always a tough decision to know where my strokes would go. So I don't really follow what I've already done strictly. I use it as a guide because I'm always trying to change one or two things of the art, even if I've already laid down the foundation of all the sketch, right? So follow the lines, but as you follow, just make your strokes a bit flexible. Don't make it so rigid. It's gonna look that sketchy feel. So for instance, this line here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go right. Keep your hand movement very loose, right? You're following the line, but still you're just trying to scrape it off the paper, right? That is gonna give you that form of sketchy kind of art feeling. So here I'm following like this. Then when I get here, I'm gonna do the same. There's a lot of wrinkles in his face, but right now we're not gonna tackle the wrinkles. We're just gonna take our time and just get the layouts all in. I feel like this area should probably go a bit out a little bit. You know, that's why I keep saying, right? So I'm gonna make it out just to add a little bit of emphasis there, give me more room for the wrinkles, right? Yeah, so I'll add in there, and the eyebrows are here. We're gonna do a lot of work on the eyebrows here, right? But I'm not gonna tackle it yet. I'm just gonna set it on so that when it's time for the toning, I'll come back and kill it. Right. I'll have this, and here I'm gonna have in this the eyebrows here. All right, so now I'm just gonna leave it. Don't do too much. I like to make it a bit sketchy, so get all the details down, all the layout, and know where I need to add more details before I go back in again and do the second touch. And some people, when they are sketching, they would probably like to, let me say, start from one end. For example, like handling this part, you'll start here and try to detail it out as possible, as much as possible. So here, for instance, if I want to detail it out, I would go all the way through. Then I'm gonna shade this spot, because at the end of the day here is gonna be dark, right? And I'm gonna shade this spot more, right? And mostly I like to use this brush, has a thicker edge, so I would use that to get that. But for me, these are just finishing touches, right? These are touches that you need to do it at the end. But I watched a couple of other tutorials. Like always, everybody gotta still learn, so I'm also learning. And some people will just start right from the end and just detail it much as possible. Like take one side, detail it, and from there break it down. But I like to do all the general parts down and see where you realize that when I'm stroking it, I stop talking. It's a technique that you need to embrace when you are using a thick brush, or more or less like painting. You don't have to talk because you're vibrating. There's a lot of vibration going on, and when you do though, you're gonna you won't get to that straight edge. I realized that there is what you call it, some people wouldn't even breathe. Some people would just hold their breath, right, until they finish that part of what they are doing, right? So here I'm just gonna stroke it like that. You see this edge here? That's what I'm going for. I'm just gonna follow that edge carefully so I can get it. I just add in my strokes here. Keep your hands as loose as possible when you're adding in the stroke here, right? And we want to have this feeling that the sun is here, or the light is from this part, so all this part will be overexposed, and underneath here it's dark. So I'm just going to add a lot of strokes here to give it that kind of shadow effect of what I just explained, right? So here I'm just gonna go in with the strokes like that. Hey, I am a small artist like you. Hey man, what's up? How you doing? How often do you sketch? So add in the strokes like so, right? That's just gonna give me that edge. And when I get here, this is the tricky part of this. I would want to follow this outline here and add it in, add these strokes in to give it the kind of shadow I'm trying to mimic, right? So with that, then I'll take my brush again and try to work on the eyebrows. Alright. So I take my, I'm gonna start from here. Take your time and adding the ink. Alright, just add the ink. Alright, so that's just, this area is the eyebrows. Now here, I'm gonna have another eyebrow here. I'm gonna come in. I have to come, this is the first touch. I would probably be doing like four to five touches with this. And the edges that didn't need to be fine, you always got to keep the edges pretty rough, right, to make it look a bit natural, because you know that our eyebrows, it don't look so smoothing out, especially for men. Right. So I'll keep it like this. Then here his nostrils is gonna be a little darker. I'm gonna paint it dark. There you go. And take my marker, my pen, sorry. Then I come in here with the eyes. So a lot of wrinkles here. So we're just gonna draw multiple lines to depict that. So now I changed my mark. The pen I'm using 0.1 because this areas I want not very strong shadows. I want soft shadows. So I changed it to use a 0.1 stroke pen. So now I'm gonna go back to my 0.1. Sorry, my 0.8 pen. It's a bit thicker, so that's what I'm gonna use for the teeth. Just here, you just freestyle it. I don't really like to follow my original pencil strokes. That's pretty much just a guide to help you work faster when you have a pen into it. Right? So I'm working on the gum. See, that's like supposed to have a bit of showing a bit of gums. I don't even know how to draw a realistic book. Hey, Jake. It's just practice, man. You just practice. If you just practice, there's a lot that you can do with practicing, just by practicing. Right? Just practice and practice and practice and practice. You know, the first week when I started streaming, there's this guy. There's this guy. He's from India. He used to watch my stream, and him and his brother likes my work, and the other guy doesn't like my work. And he would always be saying my work looks like shit. And he'd always be commenting stuff like that on the chat, right? He'll be commenting that stuff on the work, on my work. He'll be saying that this looks like shit. And like, I felt like, okay, maybe he's not good enough, so I just have to keep working, because sometimes you might need some people to give you the ugly truth. but not just they are hating in that sense, you know. Yes, that is him. Hey, nice, Jake. Keep learning. Yes, that's Popeye. The guy who eats spinach and just get muscular. Did I get it right? I don't know if I was able to execute him accordingly, but I am trying. Yeah, thank you. I think there's a couple more things. The wrinkles is just um, something that I might have to work on a little bit more because he has a little wrinkles and muscular face. So probably need to change the angle of this thing so that you can see from a different side. So here, I'm just gonna give it soft shadows. Like that, right? And here as well. Right? You give them soft, pretty soft shadows here. And when I get to the ear, I go all out. I think I feel like drawing Johnny Bravo. Like my childhood cartoons. Like I probably have to draw Johnny Bravo. I need to draw Johnny Bravo, draw the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know if you guys know those cartoons, but those was my jam when I was growing up. I watch. So how I'm shading this ears, like I'm following this outline like that. You know, I'm following it like this. Because the source of light is coming in from this side, right? And you don't want you don't want this area to be overexposed. So this side would be slightly darker. And when you're doing the wrinkles, right? After you've drawn, after you've drawn your lines, right? After you've drawn the lines here, right? Because it goes in, so, right? So after you've drawn the line, you'd only need to shade under the lines. So here is the line, then I'll shade here, right? Do this to get the shadow under the object. And you know, shading is an illusion, so it would make it appear that it's more like a wrinkle, and that's the science to it. All right, so here I'm just going to shade the lines like before the line. This is my line. I shade next to the line, shade under the line to create that wrinkles above the eyes and the eyebrows. This guy has a lot of wrinkles on his face. Right, so we take our time and we would do that. Right, so now have this shadow in here. You realize that the eye is popping a little bit more, and it's giving this area a little bit of how do you call it, like more like 3D-ish, right? I'm gonna do the same to this side. Nice. Now I like how the face is looking. Now we have a little bit of work to do here. All right. I'm gonna shade it vertical. So when we get to the teeth, right? When we get to the teeth, we're gonna do it differently. We're just gonna shade in between the lines here. All right, so we have that down. I'm gonna go with these areas and we're gonna clean it up some more. Add in some more shadows. So for the cheekbone, when we're shading it, we're gonna shade underneath it a bit more, right? We're gonna shade under here, shade it a lot more to give it that high cheekbone. It has to be darker so that I can be able to Now the eyes is gonna, my eyes looks a little bit scary. I'm trying to finish it as fast as possible. How does it look? Come on, tell me something. How does it look? Come on, say something. There you go. So here I'm gonna make it a bit more darker. So give me that feeling.